I complain about the government a lot. I'm starting to arrive at the opinion of maybe this whole government thing is a bad idea. Because I don't know about you, but I'm strongly starting to suspect that they do not have our best interests at heart. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. However, we have a fine example of that, and however, it seems to be through negligence and also the government just trying to consolidate even more power. Vaccine passports for Wales after a Tory misses a knife edge Zoom vote. Okay, wait to hear this one. Gareth Davies says that he could not log on for the crucial decision on the measure because of technical difficulties at the party conference. So basically, a lot of MPs are working from home, but still making the same wages. No big deal. They're working from home and they are going into Parliament and doing their voting via Zoom. They're doing it through Zoom. So, that's how they're doing a lot of votes now. And people in Wales will be forced to show COVID-19 vaccine passports for nightclubs and sporting events. By the way, they've already implemented it in Scotland. It is a fucking nightmare. It is already a nightmare. Like, they did it at the Scotland game the other day, and it was like 20 minutes after kickoff. There was still people queuing up outside to get in to show their vaccine passports. And also what's happened as well is nightclubs, everyone's just going to pubs instead. Like, yeah, I'll just go to a pub instead. Doesn't matter. Like, it's already a nightmare, and basically, it is not stopping people from hanging out and mingling together. It's not prevented it at all. It's just fucked up so many more businesses. But again, the government doesn't care about that. After a Conservative member of the country's parliament failed to log in for a knife edge Zoom vote, it has emerged. Gareth Davies, who was attending the Tory party conference in Manchester at the time, said he could not appear remotely for the Tuesday evening vote on the measure because of technical difficulties. But staff at the Welsh Parliament, or Senedd, dispute that, saying that they made every effort to get in touch with him so he could cast his vote. Aye, I'm sure you tried your hardest. Mandatory COVID-19 passes in nightclubs and large sporting events are now due to come into force across Wales on Monday for 2.6 million adults after the measures were agreed by 28 to 27 votes. So this got passed by one vote, and it could have been prevented if some boomer knew how to fucking work Zoom. Remember how I said government is a bad idea? 2.6 million people are about to have, their chance of a normal life taken away, the way things were before, unless you get the vaccine. No coercion though, totally your decision. However, we will make you permanently sealed in your home and not allowed to see your friends or have any semblance of a normal life. But it's your choice. It's your choice, right? So basically, 2.6 million adults now have to present, vaccine cards and, fuck the ones that can't get vaccinated or who don't want to for personal or religious or whatever reasons. Doesn't matter what the reasons are, it's their decision. Fuck all them because one guy couldn't log into Zoom. Government! Government! Yeah! Yeah, government! Fuck yeah! Isn't government great? If all opposition members of the Welsh Parliament had taken part, the Welsh Government would have lost in a tie, with the Tories, Liberal Democrats and Plaid Cymru opposing the scheme. It was the first time since May's Senedd elections gave Labour a working majority that the party faced such a combined opposition. Ahead of the 6:20 p.m. vote, Darren Miller, Conservative member of the Senedd, could be heard telling Ellen Jones, the presiding officer, "I'm sorry, we still have a member who is desperately trying to get into Zoom." Miss Jones replied that she would still hold the vote, adding, "We've made every opportunity possible for that named member to get in, including sharing my personal phone. I am deeply upset, frustrated and angry." But Mr Davies, who earns £67,000 a year, as a MS, as well as being able to claim a county councillor salary of 14,218, said that he was working and representing the group at the Conservative Party conference, and I would have been able to vote remotely if I'd been able to access the remote voting tools. I am deeply upset, frustrated and angry at last night's events and my inability to cast a vote against vaccine passports, he told BBC Wales, saying he had raised concerns with the Senedd's IT department. In a statement on Wednesday afternoon, Mr. Davies thanked the presiding officer for offering to speak to me over the phone at voting time, but added, I was already on a call at that time, frantically speaking with the Welsh Conservative staff members in an attempt to solve the ICT problems, and wasn't able to call you directly in the short space of time that was given. He went on to state, in future, I will not rely on technology. In future, I will not rely on governments. Mr. Davies refused to speak to the Telegraph when contacted at his home in Prestatyn on Wednesday, saying, This is our family home, don't come to our family home. Yeah, he made a very good point. Why are you going to his house? There's one thing I hate about journalists, they come to your house and harass the fuck out of you. I've been through it, and so many people have to go through it. They're vultures. He added that he wouldn't answer mobile phone calls before closing the door to a reporter. Yeah, they also dox your phone. The reporters also dox your phone, and they also dox your family members' houses and your family members' phone numbers, because that's what they did to me as well. The Welsh Conservative Party later let it be known it would not be appealing against the vote or calling for a new vote to be held. Why not? Why not? One local Conservative Party worker told the Telegraph that Mr. Davies may not have realised how close the vote was going to be, and his vote could have proved critical. They said, why? Hold on, right, nah, explain this part. Why? Why? Call for a new vote. Fuckers. The Senate is currently sitting in a hybrid format, with some members attending the 60-person chamber in person and others joining via Zoom. Presiding Officer Jones said in a statement, I gave every opportunity for the member to be present, including providing ICT support, but the member was unable to be contacted. It is a member's responsibility to give themselves sufficient time to secure their Zoom connection in time for voting, just as it is for any member travelling to the Senate to vote. First Conservative to hold the seat, Mr. Davies, 32, was elected MS for Vale Clwyd. I'm sorry. I should know these words. I dated a Welsh lassie for like 2 years, man. You ever had a Welsh lassie dirty talk you? It's not sexy, but it's the funniest thing you've ever heard. In May 2021, when he overturned a decades-long grip by Labour, beating the party with a majority of 366 to become the first Conservative to hold the seat since its establishment in 1999. Mr. Davies, who is a member of the Senate's Health and Social Care Committee, also holds 2 other elected roles as a county councillor for Denbighshire and a councillor with Prestatyn Town Council. His declaration of interest states he spends between 5 and 20 hours a week on county council business. At the time, he has continued his role as a frontline NHS worker, a job he's held for 11 years. He first worked supporting people with mental health needs and learning disabilities before moving into physiotherapy. Mr. Davies, who is married with a 1-year-old son, is proud of his roots in North Wales, having been born and brought up in St Asaph. What is with this lovely eulogy after he harassed the man at his house? Eulogy? Wait a minute, he's not dead. You know what I mean, though. But yeah, that complete fucking horseshit. Basically, a shit ton of people had their rights taken away because one guy couldn't get his fucking Zoom working. Right? That's the type of shit that I'm talking about, right? Democracy is not perfect. It's not perfect. You know, it definitely has its problems. It has its problems. You know, and it's just like, especially with this, because one man couldn't log into Zoom, 2.6 million people had their rights taken away, and a bunch of businesses will get destroyed. Like, it's already happening in Scotland, by the way. It's already fucking happening. Because loads of people are going to nightclubs, seeing the horrendous fucking queues all the way down the street and going, oh, fuck that, and just going to a pub instead. It's already happening. Nightclubs are going to die. They're going to die out. Which, you know, maybe why appeal to the government? Because, you know, they simply do not care.